Alright, Ducati ST4s 2002 year model. And this is how you test the fuel pump circuit. First you gotta take your seat off. And then you need to lift your tank up. So you take these two little screws out. I've already got them loosened, so I'm kind of cheating here. Pull that old guy off. Stick it out of the way. Put your screws somewhere safe, or you can just put them back in their holes. And you need to lift the tank up. So you need to take that little guy right there. Come on, little guy. Yeah. Unclip it, and then lift the tank up. And then over on this side, there's a little bar that comes up. Usually it's got a little hook you do on it, but if yours is broke off, there's a little flat spot on that side of the tank that it will rest on. And you want to unclip that guy right there and have access to that, the one with the yellowy plug, not the one that comes out of the tank, not yet anyway. And what we're testing for is to see if we have 12 volts going to the fuel pump circuit. Now with my probes, they're a little fat, so we need to take that little red cappy do off. And there's a little clippy right there, pull it up, and a little clippy right there, pull it up to free that guy and take it off. Stick it out of the way. Now, turn your meter on and set it to DC. And we want, there we go. Now your two wires are going to be that white and brown one and the black one right next to it. Black one right next to it is the ground, and the white and black one is your hot circuit. I need to shut the phone down so I can get this sorted. Got my probes connected to where they need to be connected. We're showing no voltage with the ignition off. And now, phone will cooperate here. Cooperate, phone. Just sit there. Switch the ignition on, and quickly, and see as the relay clicked off, it went back down to 0, but it was showing voltage. So we know the relay is working. It is sending power to the fuel pump circuit, but the fuel pump no go whizzy whizzy. So that's a real good indication that we have a dead fuel pump inside the tank. That's it. It's that simple. Turn the power back off so we're not draining battery for no reason. And if you want to go a step farther, you can switch your meter over to ohms to read resistance, and then measure the same circuit on the fuel pump itself on that guy. And that's going to be the red and black, I think. Let me see. Yeah. That's going to be the red and the black one. And you'll measure the resistance inside the pump itself. That'll tell you if the windings or something like that is going goofy inside the motor. If it just shows OL like that, it's a completely broken connection. But you're looking for a little bit of resistance. It could be that the motor is electrically okay, but mechanically bound up. And that may be my issue, because I do have a slight bit of resistance on my circuit, and without taking the tank off and pulling everything out, I can't really show you that one-handed, because this is kind of finicky to get the probes in there on those two little pins to get a reading on camera anyway. But yeah, that's a real quick, surefire way to test everything from the key switch, battery system, all the way up to the fuel pump relay to the fuel pump connector to make sure that it is at least getting power. And this one is getting power and it's not going whiz whiz whiz. So we got to pull the fuel pump assembly out of the tank. So that's it. That's simple. Alright, now I have my fuel lines all disconnected, and I do not have gas spewing out of the high pressure line or the return line, which tells me the internal lines are actually intact. At least they're not leaking and just pissing fuel, so that's a good sign. Or it could be a bad sign, because I do see some corrosion right at the edge of that one, which may mean that my fuel pump just has a bunch of trash in it and is locked up. In which case I might be able to clean it out and get it back going, but we shall see. Alright, so I got the tank off and went ahead and started trying to see if I could get the pump out and maybe just unstick it and bring it back to life, and then discovered horror. Yeah, that's all rust. That's the pump. And inside the tank we have this going on. So yeah, I don't know if any Ospo and Cream or POR 15 is going to save this one. We'll sure give it a try, but that is rough. And this tank was completely full, and as I was draining it out, all that red was coming out, and it looked like transmission fluid draining out into the can over here. There's stains all over that piece of plywood of the color that stuff was coming out. So I don't think there's any coming back for that pump. But it looks like the rest of the mechanism here, the assembly, might be alright. To clean everything out real good. Boot looks okay. But yeah, nasty. Very nasty. Now that also explains why I could not get the fuel cap open with the key, as it is just one solid amalgamous mass of corrosion at this point, so it's probably not going to budge. So I'm gonna have to be a little forceful with the key side to get that out, I think. Yeah, nasty.